Planned for tomorrow has divided Sydney and sparked anger from the Aboriginal community outside the Supreme Court this afternoon. And for more, we're joined live by Shadow Minister for Indigenous Australians, Linda Burney. Linda, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. What do you make of the push to make tomorrow's protest in Sydney illegal?
Well, people are clearly very passionate about this issue. I'm unaware of the outcomes of the Supreme Court. I note that South Australia has given permission for that rally to go ahead. And I also know that there are rallies planned right across the country. I think what's very important for people tomorrow is that they take note of what the health advice is and stay safe as much as possible, but also understand what the legal situation is and act responsibly. The most important thing for these protests is the message, and people need to think clearly and carefully about why they're out there protesting. And I very much support people's right to protest.
I guess a lot of the confusion has come from the fact that yesterday the New South Wales government said it gave the green light effectively for this to go ahead. Today they've found out there wouldn't be 50 people, there would be potentially 10,000 people. That's a breach of COVID restrictions. But in the essence of giving the protest a green light, were they effectively allowing people and telling people that it's okay to gather tomorrow?
There have been absolute mixed messages from the New South Wales government. I note the Premier was saying that people have a right to protest and she understands the issues. And this afternoon I read that she's calling it illegal. Well, I think that's extremely confusing. The other thing I'd say to people who are going to vent their feelings tomorrow by way of a protest is that there are many ways in which you can take this issue forward. There is obviously actions on the street, which is being planned, but there are also ways of having conversations amongst fellow people you work with, amongst your family, amongst your friends, and those are important discussions. So there is more than one way to get this message across. And I have to say that this is something that I have been doing for over 40 years. And the issue of over 400 people dead since the Royal Commission, Aboriginal people, deaths in custody, is an incredibly motivating point.
And it's the reason why so many people want to march tomorrow. Just quickly, Linda, if we hear that this is deemed illegal for tomorrow, one of the big concerns I guess we have in our newsroom and across the state is that it could get heated tomorrow. What's your advice to people? Do you think they should still go ahead and voice their concerns if this is deemed illegal tomorrow?
Well, my advice is to observe what's legal, to observe the health messages, and to also understand that what the people of Mr. Floyd Green, the fellow in America, Floyd, is that people, his family, are saying very clearly, we want this to be peaceful, we want the message to get across, and we want people to be safe, and they're the most important things, of course.
Absolutely, well summarised. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon, Linda.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to sport, and rugby league action continues tonight with the Rabbitohs facing the Storm, and Danica Mason joins us.